Tadi gue tukar.
Oh
Oke.
iya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night everyone. Welcome to our presentation on flood disaster mitigation study in Global Regency. Today our group will explain the cause, impact, and solution to reduce flood risks in the region of Grobogan Regency. Next. This is our member. First, my name is Prasaya Kumaradrata. Second is Aldika Kusuma. Third is Fikri Zaki, and the last is Muhammad Faris Hashim Adiwijaya. Next, first is introduction and background. Why is Grobogan prone to flooding? Hydrometeorological threat. Floods are the most frequent hydrometeorological disaster threat in Grobogan. Second is geographical condition. Grobogan is traversed by large rivers like the Lucy River and the Tantang River, which originate in the Kendall Mountains. Third is high vulnerability. This condition make Grobogan an area with high flood vulnerability, especially during rainy season. The triggering factor. First is environment degradation due to land use charge, like forests, water catchment areas turn into intensive agriculture or settlement. Second is drainage system and flood control infrastructure are still limited. Next, peta Kabupaten Grobogan. Grobogan Regency is traversed by two main river, namely the Lucy River, which flow through the central to eastern part, like Toro, Purwodadi, Berati, Godong, and Penawangan. And the second is Sarang River, which flow in the western area, like Kedung Jati, Tanggung Harjo, Gubuk, and Teguanu. This region is part of several watersheds, with the Lucy watershed as the largest and the Serang watershed in the west, and small portion belong to the Jeratun Selena and Juana watershed in the east. Next, this is a main river data of Grobogan Central Java. There is one, two, three. There is eight river. First is Lucy, second is Serang, third is Jajar Baru, four is Jajar Lama, five is Glugu, six Ngantru, six Koyo, and the last is Gaji. Next,
And then my name is Muhammad Fikri Zaki Denasution. Then impact of floods focus on losses, material and non-material losses. Floods cause substantial losses every year. Health impacts, emergence of infectious disease, diarrhea, ARI, skin disease due to stagnant water and poor sanitation. Social and economic losses, hundreds to thousands of residents' homes submerged, crop failure to sow, thousands of hectares of rice fields experience harvest failure. Example, February 2024, 4,309 hectares were submerged. Public facilities, schools, roads become unusable. Disrupts transportation service such as trains due to damage to rails or bridge. Next, vulnerability analysis. Physical, many settlements built on riverbanks and lowlands. Inadequate drainage infrastructure, poor building quality, not flood resistance, social low community disaster awareness, presence of vulnerable groups, children, elderly, disabled, limited accessibility to flood prone areas, slows down evacuation or aid. And then next, vulnerability analysis. The next is economic. Most residents depend on the agriculture sector prone to crop failure, and environmental land use change and reduction of water catchment areas in the upstream. And then flood hazard analyze. Main hazard factor, High rainfall often exceeds the soil's absorption capacity during the rainy season. River overflow. The Lusi and Tuntang rivers frequently overflow when water discharge increase. Discharge of Lusi 1000 and 1068 meter per second. And then lowland topography facilitates the occurrence of waterlogging.
Next is river condition. Sedimentation and raving of river channel reduce water capacity. And then river overflow. River overflow is hazard level. Next, flood disaster capacity analysis. Existing capacity, first, infrastructure, construction of embankment, irrigation channel, and emergency posts. Chalk often unable to withstand major flood. Social capital, community culture of mutual cooperation. Next, institutional presence of BPBD, Regional Disaster Management Agency, and local volunteers assisting in response, emergency aid, and evacuation. And last, shortcomings capacity level. Capacity is still categorized as a low to moderate. Continuous capacity building is needed through physical development and increased preparedness. Flow mitigation directive structural approach. Goal, reducing the hazard. Recommend action. Embankment repair and heightening on the Lucy River. The Lucy River and Tuntang River. River normalization. Dredging, sedimentation, and widening river to increase water holding capacity. And drainage construction, building new drainage channel in flow-prone areas, water pump installation and construction or maintenance of disaster-resistant infrastructure. Next is Aldika Kusuma.
And then next is flood mitigation directives to structural approaches. Goals, reducing vulnerability and ensuring capacity. Number one is recommended action. Risk-based spatial planning, prohibiting settlement in high-risk flood areas. Number two is education and training. Increasing disaster awareness and mitigation training for the community. Number three is early warning system and implementation of system based on weather or rainfall information. Institutional strengthening BPBD, interagency coordination, and forming local forums or volunteers. And evacuation plans is developing and testing evacuation plans. And then last, agricultural sector, organizing planting schedule and agricultural extension to minimize crop failure. Conclusion is Grobogan Regency has a high flood risk due to geographical factor, larger rivers, rainfall, and low mitigation capacity. The impact of flood is multidimensional, social, economic, and healthy. Mitigation effort require both structural and non-structural strengthening. And key recommendation is priority infrastructure. Local government needs to engage the development of flood control infrastructure, embankment or river normalization, and then community empowerment, intensivity disaster preparedness training and awareness campaign for the public. And special planning complication is regional spatial planning must consider flood-prone areas. And then last, collaboration is interagency collaboration, environment, academics, community, private sector, and is crucial for mitigation sustainability. Thank you for your attention.